We heard a lot of loud gunshots, and my colleague pulled me to the ground. We hit the ground and tried to scoot behind something. Everyone was just scrambling along the ground, at which point someone from security told us to sprint and make a run for it. So we all sprinted. Our lawyer stuff is back there. And I got pulled into a hallway. My friend fell and didn't get pulled into the hallway with me, so I was screaming her name. And we got pulled into a room that they pulled a copy machine in front of the door, and it was under a desk. Oh. At which point we weren't allowed to leave the room, but you could hear a lot of shouting and more gunshots outside the room.
Are all of your friends?
At which point someone told us to go ahead and evacuate, and they brought us into a terminal, but then they were telling us to run different directions, and people ran into a bathroom to hide. And then they pulled us out to the sidewalk and said we were going to get bussed out, but then they pulled us back into the international terminal, and now we're being told we're not allowed to leave.
So at the moment, you are sitting somewhere, not quite sure what your next step is. Are all of your friends okay? Let me ask you that.
My friend's okay. She's in another terminal. She said that there's a bomb squad there. We're not really sure when we're going to get out of here.
Did you see the gunman?
I didn't see him. Some of the people in the group that I got locked in the room with saw him.
And what did they tell you about him?
The city basically came out of nowhere, but it was pretty jarring that someone just randomly pulled a gun right in the middle of nowhere.
Did they describe the gun?
The sound of it was so loud that the first time someone thought a bomb had gone off.
And did they tell you, were they in the security line? Had this, according to our reporting, this individual had not quite gone through airport security. Does that corroborate with what your friends or these other eyewitnesses had seen?
Yeah, the people that saw him said it was where they check your ID before you go through security.
So in those moments, Sarah, when you hear these gunshots, how many shots did you hear?
I would think there were at least 8 shots.
What was happening around you?
Just pure and utter mayhem. I mean, people were tripping over each other on the floor, bags everywhere, crying, screaming.
And once you run into this room and someone grabs a copy machine and shoves it up against the door, what's everyone saying around you?
Everyone said to turn cell phone ringers off. People were holding each other's hands. They didn't want to open the door when the security manager came because we didn't know who it was.
And they were turning these cell phone ringers off because the fear was this person was roaming around the airport and you didn't want to make a sound. Is that right?
Yeah.